Now that's what I'm talking about. It has been so long since I left a cinema so pumped to talk about a movie. I just saw Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings last night, and I came out of it hungry to discuss it. So let's talk about it. Hey guys! So today's movie up for discussion is Marvel's first ever Asian American superhero film, Shang-Chi, which is directed by Destin Cretton, the man who's best known for directing the courtroom drama Just Mercy. Who would have thought he'd possess the chops to direct this extravagant, Marvel-budgeted kung fu movie? I sure as hell didn't. Which is why Shang-Chi is probably the most surprising film of 2021 thus far. At least for me anyways. I didn't know what to expect from Chang Li. I hadn't read the comic book, so this was my first introduction to the character, played perfectly by Simu Liu. But we've had so many origin stories in the MCU that a part of me was thinking, what can this film possibly deliver which I haven't already seen? Well, as it turns out, a whole damn lot. 25 movies in and the MCU is still surprising me. This is a spoiler-free review, but I will be talking about some spoilers after I've given my score at the end of this review, so stick around if you want to hear my thoughts on the spoilers. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars content, click subscribe, and do let me know what you think of Shang-Chi in the comment section down below. So what's Shang-Chi about? Well, Shang-Chi is the titular character played by Simu Liu. He is a gifted martial arts expert who has been on the run from his all-powerful father, Wenwu, played by Leung, since he was a teenager. He's been hiding out in San Francisco with his best friend Katie, played by Awkwafina, but when he learns of his father's plans to find the legend of Tarlo, Shang-Chi must confront his past and fulfill his destiny. So as you can tell from that plot description, Shang-Chi has got the familiar DNA of a Marvel origin story. You've got the hero in waiting, MacGuffin items to find, the comic relief supporting character played by Awkwafina, and of course you've got a big CGI climactic showdown finale. They've certainly followed the Marvel recipe, but the end product tastes very different. I found Shang-Chi to be really refreshing. As soon as it was over, I wanted to watch it again. I wanted more of it. The reasons it works so well is because it does a phenomenal job of world building, as well as establishing interesting characters. The action set pieces are exhilarating and unlike anything that we've seen in the MCU before. And while there's this bigger world-ending picture, it's made 10 times more emotionally effective by keeping that conflict within the family. Like Black Panther or The Incredibles, Shang-Chi is a family drama that just so happens to be a superhero blockbuster. You've got the unresolved father issues of the son and daughter, as well as the son not living up to his father's expectations, and also the father can't seem to let go of his deceased wife. You've got all this personal family turmoil in the foreground, while the legend of Tarlo poses the big threat in the background. So the film manages to be both intimate and epic at the same time. The performances are incredible. Simu Liu, wow. Talk about A Star Is Born. He is electrifying as Shang-Chi. What a lovable badass. I can't wait to see more of him. Awkwafina is as reliable as ever as Katie, finding that perfect blend of humor and heart. I also love the two of them together. They go together like a wink and a smile. The supporting characters are also really well established. Leung in particular gets a lot to work with as Wenwu. His character has been alive for like 1,000 years, so he gets tons of backstory, but also he's more than just this power-hungry tyrant. There's actual layers to his character. He's in part motivated by grief and love, not just power, which makes him a more complex and interesting character. Like, he is technically the villain, but he didn't ever really feel like a villain to me. Zhang is also a badass as Shang Li's sister, Leung. I believe this is her first ever acting role, but you wouldn't know it from watching this film. And Yeoh, not only is she ageless, but she has still got it. She's like nearly 60 years old and still doing so many of her own action scenes and stunts. But yes, let's talk about them action scenes. In a word, dynamic. Like I said, we haven't really seen a kung fu Marvel movie before, and this features some high-flying Expertly choreographed, flippin' fantastic action set pieces. And it's all beautifully executed by Destin Cretton's sweeping, fluid camera work. It's kinetic and graceful, like we're watching a 2-hour dance sequence. I cannot stress this enough. If you feel safe doing so, go watch it in a cinema, because you will not get the same experience watching this film on a TV screen at home for the first time. You just won't. Whether it's out of control buses, climbing down bamboo scaffolding on skyscrapers, or fighting off armies with dragon-scaled weapons, sometimes size does in fact matter. And for this film, the bigger the screen, the better. I think this might actually be my favorite Marvel movie in terms of action, because we get such a wide variety of action set pieces, but there's also this great blend of hand-to-hand practicality as well as CGI spectacle. It's the best of both worlds. As for negatives, I would have liked a little bit more exploration of the relationship between Wenwu and Xialing, that's Shang-Chi's sister. Growing up, she was always sidelined, mostly because of her gender. But in the film, her father issues are again sidelined in favor of Shang-Chi's father issues. I just think one scene between father and daughter could have gone a long way for this film and just given it a little something extra. Like I said previously, it is quite formulaic in structure, but there's enough here that's different to keep it from feeling stale. And yes, this film has the whole big CGI extravaganza finale, but the visuals in this scene are so stunning that you don't even care. Just wait until you watch it, you'll see what I mean. And the soundtrack features a lot of heavy, bassy, electronic songs, which seems to be a recurring trend since Black Panther. And I worry that this might age the film, but it didn't detract from my experience of watching it right now. It's 20 years time's problem. We'll reassess the damage then. But God, yeah, I'll be 50 then. That's a scary notion. So let's ask them 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch this again? Hell yes, I can't wait to watch this again many, many more times. Gonna take Glenn to see it at the weekend. So excited to see it a second time. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Oh, hells yeah. Shang-Chi is the full package. It's action-packed, it's funny, the visual effects, the costumes, the music, it's all stunning, it's emotional, the characters are interesting. It does an amazing job of world building that you want to spend more time there, hence give us a sequel. So yes, it is a top tier Marvel movie for me. It's definitely going to crack my top 10 Marvel movies, and I also think it's likely to be in my top 10 favorite movies of 2021. So yes, go watch it, see it in a cinema if you can, I can't stress that enough. And third question, what score to give it out of 10? Structurally, it's quite familiar, but Shang-Chi is the most exciting thing I've seen from the MCU since Avengers Endgame. It reinvigorated my love for the MCU. I had a couple minor issues with the film, which are so forgivable. I was going to give it a 9.5 out of 10, but I'm just going to say it. Shang-Chi gets a 10 out of 10. There, it's out there. And yes, stick around for the end credits. There are 2 post-credit sequences that tease some pretty interesting stuff. Right, spoiler time. If you don't want to know, now's your time to go. First spoiler, Sir Ben Kingsley reprises his role as Actor Trevor, aka the Mandarin from Iron Man 3, the source of much debate in the fandom. I gotta say, I liked him. I liked him in Iron Man 3. I liked him even more in this movie. He provided some genuinely funny moments, and he does serve a function to the plot. He is the little translator for the creature. What was he called? Morris? Oh my god, how cute was Morris? I know it's just Disney trying to peddle out more merchandise, but yeah, he was adorable. As for other cameos, the one that surprised me the most was Tim Roth's Abomination, you know, from the really early Incredible Hulk movie. That was a surprise. He showed up in the Golden Daggers scene with Wong, played by Benedict Wong. And he didn't seem like an out-of-control rage monster. Like, he actually had a bit of a kinship with Wong. Could they be teasing that they're going to bring Abomination back into a future MCU film? Perhaps. And in the post-credit scene, we saw Bruce Banner, but human Bruce, not the jolly green amalgam Bruce / Hulk that we got in Avengers Endgame. He's back to human Bruce, still sporting a post-gauntlet snap arm. He still looks like he's recovering from that. But we also got a Captain Marvel cameo. Yeah, I mean, her hair's grown back. She tries to be funny. That's all I'm gonna say. It was fine. I wasn't blown away by her. But yes, Wong tells us that the rings that Shang-Chi has inherited from his father have activated a homing beacon. What is on its way? Is it something good? Is it something bad? Do you guys have theories? If you do, let me know in that comment section down below, because I am clueless. And last spoiler, dragons. We have dragons in the MCU. How mother awesome is that? But as always, guys, it's just one bloke's opinion. I would love to hear your thoughts on Shang-Chi. Whatever you guys have to say about this movie, let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars content, don't forget to click subscribe. If you want to follow me on any of my socials, all those links in that video description down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Leung, and I'll see you next time.